Hey guys, DIY Maniac John P here. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to change out the cartridge on your kitchen faucet. Make sure our water's shut off. Either shut your shut-off valve under the sink or your main for your house. Open it and allow the remaining water to drain out. This is going to depressurize the system, and that way when you remove the cartridge, you will not get water all over the place. So leave it open until no more water runs out of the faucet. Once all water has been allowed to drain, we're going to remove the handle on this single handle faucet. To do that, we're going to remove the little cover plate that has the hot and cold marking. You could take a little pick, and usually there's a little indent to go into, and this will allow you to pop it out, which is now going to give you access to typically an Allen screw inside there that we're going to remove to release the handle. We can now take our Allen key, in my case it's a 3/32, counterclockwise to remove the screw. Be careful not to drop this in the sink, and it's always good to have either a strainer or a towel in the drain in case it does fall in the sink, you don't lose your screw. Once the screw has been fully removed, this will now allow us to pull the handle off of the faucet, and thus giving us exposure to the cartridge. In order to gain access to the cartridge, we have to remove this bezel over here. It's just screwed on. Of course, it's a finished surface, so you don't want to take channel locks to it and possibly mar the finish. So we got to figure out a way to protect it. What I like to do is take some tape. If you use electrical, I use hockey tape, and I wrap the tape around the finished surface, and that way when I go with my channel locks to unscrew it, there's no chance of me hurting that finished surface. So that's a good way to protect it. So we now have our cover off, and that's going to give us access to the cartridge. Now when you get your replacement cartridge, usually if you have a quality faucet, it's guaranteed for life. And in my case, it's not because the cartridge was leaking that I'm changing it, but because the stem that comes out, it's like a little ball joint in a cup, the plastic cup broke. So my faucet manufacturer sent me a replacement cartridge. They also send with it the removal tool and the replacement nut that secures it in. So basically the way it works is we're going to take our removal tool, which is basically a plastic socket, and we're going to put it over our cartridge. We're then going to take a pair of pliers or adjustable wrench and untighten it, once again counterclockwise. So we'll get it started with our wrench. It doesn't take much, and once you get it loose, you could finish it off by hand by turning the tool, or even without the tool, just by your hand unscrewing the nut. And that nut is what captures the cartridge into the faucet body. And then you could grab it and we could pull. There's going to be a little bit of water still remaining, even though we drained it. So be ready for that. And our replacement cartridge comes out. Sorry, our defective cartridge comes out. You want to be mindful to make sure the old gasket comes with the cartridge. As you can see in my case, that blue gasket is stayed behind even though I removed the cartridge. So get a pick tool, go in there and remove that old gasket and get it out of the way. Now when it's time to insert the new cartridge, you're going to notice there's two locating pins on the cartridge itself, and inside the faucet body there are two holes to receive those locating pins. You could see one right there. So it's really fail-proof in the sense of you can only install it one way. So just make sure those locating pins are going to fit into the holes within the faucet body. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our new cartridge, we're going to drop it in, and we're going to feel, and you'll feel once it falls in. See, like we're here right now, those locating pins are not lined up properly. So I'm going to gently turn and wait till I feel them fall in, and I just felt them, and we are now located where we need to be. With the new cartridge in, we can now go and reinsert our new capture nut. So we'll start it by hand, make sure we're not cross-threading anything. It is a brass nut, so easy to strip. So get it started by hand, and once you get it catching a few threads, at that point we could put our installation tool back on, and by hand. It doesn't need much. We go hand tight, and that's all it's going to take. Now, of course, when we put the water back on, that's going to tell us if we put it tight enough. If we see a little bit of water coming out, well, then we're going to have to tighten it a little more. Now, for the rest, it's basically a reversal of what you just saw. We're going to put our little cover back on, and we're then going to reinsert our handle with the Allen key. And that's pretty much it, guys. So that's the replacement of a cartridge on your kitchen faucet. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thanks for watching, guys.